Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio, and today we're gonna review the King Jader from the line Amakuni Kizin, produced by Sentinel. And for the people that don't know anything about this mech, this came out of Gaugiger, and this is a die-cast pre-painted robot. So for the one that are interested about purchasing one, I bought mine from Bombusby around like $380, something like that. Honestly, I can't remember for a fact. Anyway, for all the other ones that are still looking, this is not a sponsor review, so obviously I just give a direction about where to buy it if you can find it at the cheapest possible price. So they're gonna do a reissue of it, so it's gonna be re-released in like 1 year if I'm not wrong, and then they will do but you should still be able to find it on a few websites for around the price that I just say about. Now, for the one that don't know about this is the second release by this line. The first one was the Genesi Gaugiger, to which they release an expansion set after, and this will be the same process that will follow for this release. So first the main robot, the King Jader, and 6 months from now an expansion, a really expensive expansion pack for something like $200, which is a bit too much if I have to be honest. Anyway, after we're done with the first bit, let's start to look into accessories. And as I was saying, there isn't much because they're gonna release a full box with a bunch of accessories inside of it, which at this price range it is not great. Anyway, we have the manual. The manual is great, super clear, precise, and show you the transformation. There is also an extra sheet of paper inside of it. Now these are two blocks for keeping the robots into his starship mode, into J-Arc mode, I think that is the name. And these are some parts that help the transformation to be more aesthetically pleasing. Extra parts, you don't need to put it, but if you want to put it, they will make the whole thing a bit nicer. This becomes the bridge of the starship. You can hide the tiny dude J, Soldier J, I think is the name, inside the head. And now we have the legs, so the head of the King Jader becomes the upper part of the body of this robot, which is well painted and well done. And don't get me wrong, we will go into detail after. That is an extra part out of it. This is the bow that he used, and still no arrows, anything. We're gonna see those one in the expansion pack. They've already been teased. The color is nice, and in case you cannot see, it's not white, it's like a pearlescent kind of color, really similar to the line barrel of iron. And there is a giant display stand. Now we're gonna start by looking at the robot first into the starship mode, and then we're gonna transform it into robot. And it is fairly large. It is okay, how much it is, like 12 inches, give it or take it, a tiny bit less, but it looks smaller than how it is, and it's kind of weird. While the starship, it is cool, well done, and the detail is fun, I want to say that this particular model gives the best out of itself if you keep it into robot mode, which is strange because you would expect that one would translate into the other, but the starship looks way smaller than how it is, and this is supposed to be the largest one of all the Brave. Anyway, it is nice just for scale with the Lego, and this is also a weird angle I'm shooting. So trust me, if you put it into a different angle, it looks a bit bigger, but still it is not a giant starship. I don't know, it looks like it shrinks, like it collapses over itself. Just to give you an idea, let's make a quick comparison with one with Optimus Prime Legend scale from New Age. Now this is still a weird angle because clearly Optimus Prime is way smaller. This is with the trailer, but still it is not massive as the starship, while the button itself is pretty large. Now we're gonna go and look into the transformation, and guys, I speed it out, but you can slow it down if you want. Sorry for the low volume of the voice, but I'm recording this one where my kids are sleeping. So okay guys, so as you can see, first of all, you can transform the head, the bridge out of it. You can remove the upper part of the mini robot inside of it, so that you can actually have the tiny J, the tiny robot out of it. Unfortunately, you cannot expose both the starship and the tiny robot inside of it, which is a bit of a lost occasion still, because at this price range you expect at least to be able to do both. Anyway, it is not terrible. I mean, it still looks cool. Now hopefully the recording doesn't get, as I'm having some visual problem with it because I did speed it up, but I thought my English version of the review are a tiny bit different from the Italian one. Now you see the transformation is really like the one of an headmaster if you're familiar with Transformer. I mean, the concept is an headmaster, then this one is a part forming headmaster, let's call it like this. It is a tiny bit more articulated and it is fairly cute, but I mean, this is the dessert. You didn't come here for the dessert, you came here for the main meal out of it, and this is like 2 Lego dudes enough. Nothing massive. Now we're gonna start with the transformation of the ship. Here, so you have to remove the arms, taking apart, and there is something a bit terrible about the transformation of the arms, is that fundamentally once you plug them into the body, you kind of shave a bit the pegs when you're inserting them, and you don't shave it on purpose, you shave it while inserting it, which means if you transform it a lot of time, they will not give enough resistance, and this is an articulation that is gonna get softer. It didn't happen yet, but I can see that happen for people that like to transform their bot on regularly, fairly often. So please remind it, I don't recommend it to transform it on a regular basis. This is, I think, a 1-2 times kind of in a lifetime of the toy. Obviously, if you know how to fix the joints, which is nothing impossible, you can do it more often, but otherwise. Anyway, the transformation is pretty easy. I don't recommend you to look at the video to do it, but I recommend you to use the manual. Why is that? The manual is very well done and will avoid you to do some mistake. Since I had to do a tiny bit of editing into it, obviously you can follow, you can slow down my video and try to follow what I'm doing, but I'm not 100% sure it's gonna be any better than a manual. Same for the other video online that I saw, there's been some editing here and there. But anyway, transformation is fairly easy. So don't worry about it. Way easier than the average third-party transformer, like way easier. We're playing into the good Takara transformer kind of field. See, we pull down the legs, then we replug it. We pull down the legs. There is nothing really critical about it to point attention to other than the insertion of the arms. This is really the only thing I will pay a tiny bit of attention. But other than that, super smooth, super clear, beginning to end. I think it's like 15-20 minutes and you can make it faster. Joints are hard. I'm a bit sad that the joints are not with the proper screw inside, because with the proper screw they become soft, which doesn't seem the case, but in the future for sure they will. You can always go there and tie them, while like these are like the screwless screw, if it makes any sense. It's gonna be hard to put a fix if you want. If you don't transform it every week, this is gonna stay hard as a rock. Pay attention here when you flip the neck base, because you need to put the neck into a particular angle. Okay, now you can plug it back, and now you have to like an harmonium, bend it back into this proper position, and ta-da, we are 99% done with the transformation. As you might have noticed, I moved out the plugs of the arms, these guys here, out of the camera because they are too hard and I wasn't able to do on screen. And these are the part that I was saying, once you put the arms inside of it, you shave a tiny bit. So nothing to worry yet about for 2-3 times, but no more than that. Now we're gonna transform the head. It is partially a parts former for the head. It means you have to pull off the legs, but other than that are just parts that move out. The parts forming is to the transformation in ship, not into the transformation in robot. Okie-doke. And ta-da! Now we can go at normal speed and look our robot. Now this beast is, give it or take it, 12 inches and something, and the weight is around a couple of pounds, give it or take it. There is die-cast inside, but there is die-cast also outside, so you touch some parts that are cold to the touch directly. The color is this kind of white, is a pearlescent white, impossible to show on camera. Maybe somebody better than me with camera setting is able to show it to you, but I'm really unable. It kind of looks like the finishing over the lime barrel of iron, if you have it in mind, and gives a super sensation of quality inside of it. This is Sentinel or Amakuni Kizin at its best. I don't think it's, technologically speaking, at the same level as the Kaiser that we saw a few weeks ago, but still this is an incredible, solid and good product. At first hand, now we're gonna see a bit articulation and go on our conclusion and everything, but the feeling that it gives in hand will make diecast fun pretty happy. Like, you know, people that want to, that feeling of heft. Obviously this, in our mind eye, this was a bit bigger, but I mean, already the price, it is what it is, so I can only be afraid of how much it will be higher. So you can open them out, there is a light, but I don't have the batteries. The heads can do a full 360 because it's a ball peg and the light arrives through optical fiber. The head and the neck is on a panel, and when it moves it doesn't leave at all. It is an okay solution for it. Now for the arms, okay, the arms can go way higher than shoulder level. Let me show it to you, you see, which is pretty phenomenal. Most of the transforming robot articulation wise, they're not great, especially if they incorporate diecast. This is a bicep swivel. The arms, the cannons on the arm can move. There is a double joint and for a full closure of the arm. Okido. Now butterfly joint like there is no tomorrow. Obviously the implementation of the butterfly joint is not one of the best. We saw something where the dorsal muscle kind of moves, but this still functional wise, this is a 10 out of 10. Now you can move the waist, you just have to lower down the skirt. Ta-da, you see, and there is also an ab crunch. I can't remember if I show it or not, but it can do the tick-tock left and right with the bust. We move the skirt, we raise the arm, we raise it again, and now it's time for the legs, and the joints are super hard, guys. Like, these are really heavy duty. They're all friction. I would have liked ratchet joints, honestly, as they implemented in the last Kaiser, but I mean, you can't have everything, and like this we're already having a metric ton of quality. Double joints, full closure of the leg, still not the most elegant movement of the knee, but still pretty cool, especially because it does everything that it does in a great way. By the way, the hands are fully articulated and you can move tip of the foot, and obviously there is a side swivel. They're really hard. That's why I'm having some issue with it. It's not that it doesn't have articulations, that they're freakishly hard to move. Okay, now articulation wise, this is great. I wasn't expecting anything as remotely as good articulation wise for a bot that is so big and so hefty. Here Sentinel really did an amazing job. Now for comparison, we're gonna do the usual one with our Lego Dude. Lego Dude is really small, obviously, very small. It is 2.5 centimeters, which is a 1 inch dude, if I'm not wrong. Now we're gonna compare it with some of the other Braves might gain from the SMP, and if you're looking for a Brave that scales better than the Genesi Geiger from the Amakuni Kizin, the SMP will scale better, will give you better the sense of proportion. I thought it's a bit too big. It will still look quite okay with it. Now, as I was saying, the Kaiser is one head smaller, but because of the position I put it, looks as tall as. And here we are the Great Dagwon, which is way smaller and actually is better proportionate than the Amakuni Kizin Genesi Geiger. And now for conclusion. Okay, pro and cons very quickly. Let's start with the cons because there are not that many. The attachment of the arms to the main body is not the best one. I would have preferred some ratchet joints here and there. And the worst one of all is that there are not really any accessories other than the one for the more pleasing transformation. And the price is already quite high as it is. And that is like my main complaint. Should come with accessories at this price point. Now for the pros, sculpt is great, paint job is amazing. Too bad it doesn't really transfer in camera. It's really pearlescent, but the details are extremely well done. Materials are all there. This is a figure that is gonna make diecast fan pretty happy. Transformation is quite fun and easy. I don't know, it is, and articulation is fantastic for something this size and this weight. So do I recommend it, and who I recommend it? I think that for fun of Geiger, this is a must-have if you don't have the SMP, because this is still a light reinterpretation of it, and the SMP I think is a tiny bit more tone accurate. But the SMP, last time I checked, goes for the same price as this one. So if you are choosing between one and the other one, maybe go for this guy here. Then for anybody that is not a fan of Geiger or the Brave in general, I will still consider it if you're a diecast collector, because you can feel the diecast out of it. And if you like kind of nice robot with a particular style out of it. Obviously there are a lot of options nowadays, and people will say, yeah, but CCS does me, yeah, this is superior to any CCS toys, so let's cut it here. This is Sentinel that performs at full speed on Top Gear, so quite hard to beat it. And actually by giving us also a big size robot, it gives us a better product than most of the other companies. I think this is like one of the best products that I saw this year, but it's still March, so take it with a pinch of salt. Now, if you didn't find it at the price that I told you, you're looking on ShowZ and you see like $540, leave it. It's gonna be reprinted. You'll be able to find it again on Bombus be on a lower price, but even on other website you will see lower. So just keep ShowZ for Sentinel toys. Normally they have higher prices. Yes, they go on discount, but if you do a pre-order you will get screwed most likely. And I like ShowZ for other stuff, but Sentinel stuff is not their main thing. Other than that, guys, what do you think about the review? Sorry again for the low voice, but I don't want to wake up my kids. And if you have any comment or anything, please leave it down. I'm thinking about doing a review about the new armored, the ratio of the armored core kits by Kotobukiya. Let me know if you're interested in the comment down below, and please, as usual, like, subscribe, share, and let me know if it's something in the review you like to see. Bye, guys.